thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah. My guest, Latasha Jimerson, is here, and she is going to share exactly who she is and what it is that she does. So take it away, Latasha.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. My name is Latasha. I'm an author, teacher, and book coach. I've been in the education arena for over 20 years. I actually retired myself from teaching so that I could publish books full time, which was always my hobby, even from being a little girl. I think I started reading when I was like 5. And I just remember sitting on that carpet, with our legs crossed, watching the teacher. I would just pay attention to the teacher, and you know how they turn the book around and they show it to you and you start talking. That's just, my mind has been on books since I was really little. And then when I started teaching, I started introducing my students to books. And then I just really started talking to people about, why don't you write your own story, and why don't you tell the things that you've been through? And I was like, well, if I'm telling people to do it, I got to do it myself. So I had to write for myself, and then started helping other people. So that's what I do today. I'm a book coach, book publisher, indie author is what they call us, independent authors, because I'm not with a traditional company. I'm not with one of those big names. I got my own name. So that's pretty much what I'm doing in the world now. But that's just a little taste of me.
That is so awesome. So tell us a little bit about, what made you take the leap? Because I know you've been teaching for, what did you say, 18 years, right?
18 years.
So what made you, decide? Because that's kind of like, a lot of people would think, oh my God, why don't she stay and retire, or, this kind of thing. And I'm sure that these are things that you heard people say to you. Yeah. Or if they didn't say them, they was damn thinking them, and you knew they were.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The leap. I was laughing when you said the big leap, because I've taken so many leaps, it's not even funny. But
yes. Yeah, I think that's why you and I can relate, because, that's not even a thing, it's just another leap.
It's another leap. But that one, though, was really monumental, because it shook the very core of my being, and it shook the core of my household, and it shook the core of my family, and what people thought about me being in a certain role. It shifted, and it devastated everybody in my life, because all of a sudden the stability that came with the job was so important. And when I left that job, I left for my own personal mental health, because I was dying on the inside. And this is what nobody knows. I was suffering in silence at night, crying myself to sleep and praying to God, is there anything else I can do? Because I really don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Woo! You are speaking to so many people's souls, definitely mine, because that is exactly how I be feeling sometimes. It's like, God, can I do anything else? Can I just not have to go to this particular job tomorrow?
And it was Sunday night. The Sunday night blues.
Yes.
The Sunday night anxiety. It felt like something was on my chest.
Yes.
And I would literally lay down in the closet and pray and meditate and just say, Lord, please let me do something else with my life. I don't know what it is. And then I would get up and do the whole rat race all over again. So I went out on disability.
I was going to say, how long did you do that? As far as the way that you, was that like a year or 6 months, or it was 5 years?
It was a process, because, during the pandemic, teachers had to do Zoom school. And so I was already overwhelmed with the in-person situation. So I knew myself, and I said, I'm not going to make it through this on Zoom school. I'm not doing this. I already don't want to be in that room, in those walls.
Yes.
I'm really not going to be confined to my computer. And if I am going to be locked up with this computer, I'm going to be working with clients who are paying me thousands of dollars to work with them.
Yes.
Because I already had a side hustle. I've always had a side hustle since I was 12. I've been braiding hair and babysitting and cleaning houses, ironing when it used to be a thing to iron. Like, I've been doing all of that stuff. So I had multiple streams of income already. I was already making 6 figures as a teacher because I just figured it out, right? I knew I needed money to sustain myself. So I just figured out how to get more money, right? So I had all of that in place. So when the pandemic hit, I went out on disability and I said, this is stress leave. I already had my psychiatrist. I had a regular therapist. I've been through so many therapists, it's not even funny. But I already had that lined up and I let them know I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not gonna be able to do this. So take me out. So they took me off the job for several months. And then as I learned, because I was taking classes while I was on disability. And I was using them disability checks to pay for my coaching programs. Because I was going to the high level coaches saying, teach me. Everything you know.
I need to learn.
I need to know. Because when I come up out of this, I need to catapult to success.
You need to quantum leap.
I'm not going back to that.
Yes.
So I took those checks and I poured it in and I started learning. And when my time ran out and they told me you don't have no more time left, I said, here's my letter of resignation. Good luck to y'all. Because I knew this whole thing was going to happen with all this teacher shortage. I knew this was going to happen. The signs and seeds have been planted decades ago. Because
the thing is the way that they treat teachers, and this is not even just relegated to teachers, but teachers, you think about teachers, even police officers, even, you know, what goes on with them. But still, you think about that, teachers, police officers, fucking nurses. I mean, all the people that are in these service industries, they don't treat them well. They don't treat them well. They don't treat them well, and damn, they don't pay them well. So what do you expect after a while? And then you think about the new generation that's coming forth now. They're not putting up with the shit we did.
No.
They're just not putting up with that. These new ones is like, no. Yeah, we went to school for 6 years and got these degrees, but we ain't doing that. We don't like it. They don't pay us, whatever, you know. They're like, no, we gonna go get a food truck, right?
Exactly. We gonna do some Airbnbs.
Yes, right.
We gonna do Uber and Postmates.
Yes, I'm telling you. Or what's that other one? Instacart. You know?
We gonna do
They're
that.
like, no, we're not doing that. And you know, you think about that. They talk about them, but I admire that.
I do. I love it.
I do too. I think it takes like fortitude to be able to do that. Because I think about it, I'm like, you know, in actuality, I should have probably left my career 20 years ago because I've been burned out that long, you know?
Yeah.
But when you made that decision, you say it shook up some things. Yeah. So did it shake up some things within you, outside of you, and around you?
All of it. I knew within me it was coming.
Yes.
Because I had been laying the foundation for 5 years.
Okay, gotcha.
But I wasn't telling anybody what I was doing.
So it was a 5-year overnight success.
Yes. And this is why I tell people, when you write that first book, you gonna get on everybody's nerves. And when I wrote that first book, I made sure I sent that manuscript to all my family members so they would know what it was about, because it was about all of the toxicity that was inside of me. And I told them, when I release this, I'm going to move on to the next chapter of my life, and I'm going to be even more successful. Because if I can achieve this level of success and I have all this stuff in me, wait until I become unburdened and unbothered.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Just wait until y'all gonna have a hard time dealing with me. I let them know. And this includes my mother, my father, my sisters and brothers, my 3 children, my then husband, my friends, my colleagues, my coworkers, my church mates. I let everybody know. this is about to pop off right here.
Yeah.
So that book
This is where we are.
Yeah, that book
Mhm.
came out. And then what I was doing when the pandemic hit, I literally, no joke, no lie, I would tell most people this. I was at a teacher conference when we heard that the schools were going to be shut down. This was March 11th, 2020. I was actually, I had stolen an exhibit booth and set up my books. The coordinator told me there was no spaces for me. I said, I'm about to make a space for myself because I don't wait for people.
That's
So
right.
I made a space for myself, and people were coming up to me like I was part of the whole show. They were like, what is this? I said, this is one of the books that I wrote for teachers. I got another book I wrote about depression. I got another book that I wrote about, what I write about parenting, self-care. I got like 8 books, but I took the one that was for teachers because it was a teacher conference.
Yes.
And I was there promoting myself, and I was taking pictures on Facebook, and I was posting, and I was having a great time. And then when that pandemic hit, I said, ooh, I got to make a choice.
Mhm.
Because I cannot continue to do this well if I'm continuing to do that job.
Yes.
So when it was time, I put in my paperwork, did the disability thing. When I ran out of disability and they wouldn't pay me no more, I said, okay, well, here you go. I'm done.
Yes. That I want you to share how that felt.
Woof.
So that we can
let me
feel it
just
over here.
show you.
Yes, show me, girl.
Woo-wee.
Yes.
I am literally 30 pounds lighter.
Yes, you are.
I got my hourglass like I used to have when I was in college. I got my perky boobs. Like, I don't have nothing on me that's weighing me down.
Yes.
It feels incredibly liberating and light and fluffy.
Yes. Yes.
It feels like peaceful and just Zen Buddha. Like, I'm a Christian, you know, I got my Christian stuff here, but I feel like Zen Buddha, like unbothered,
like freedom,
free. Like, I'm just flying. I'm Aquarius woman, so you know, I'm an air sign, so I'm always up in the air.
You're always in the air. Sure.
I'm always in my head imagining, but now I don't have nothing pulling me down saying, well, no, you know, you can't do that.
No, why are you trying to say that? I mean, can't nobody do that. Right?
Really? Like, seriously, you like, what universe do you live in? Like, my own.
And do you ever get this one? Do Black people do that?
Oh my God. Oh my God. All the time. All the time. Oh my gosh.
That's the thing that gets me. It's like, what? What do you mean? The last time I checked, God created us too.
Yes, exactly.
and in his image.
And I thought he created us first because we all originate in Africa.
Right. It's like, you know, the first woman.
Exactly.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. So as you started navigating this new for you, share some of the shifts that you made as you were navigating this, you know, because there are shifts, and we know that there are, but share for the people in the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak loud too for y'all in the back. This is like my favorite question. This is because I'm always shifting every day. I'm always moving and shaking and getting on people's damn nerves.
And that's a good thing.
Because I don't deal with status quo. Anything that's status quo, I'm not doing. Any mediocrity, I'm not doing. Complacency, not moving forward, stagnation, I'm busting through that. I ain't got time for that, because that's just how you stay stuck, right? You know, people used to say stuck on stupid.
Yep. I still say that.
I finally realized what that means. You stuck on stupid, you just doing the same thing.
Over and over and over. You know, it's one of those, you look at people like, you stupid or something?
You think you're going to get a different result. Like Einstein said, that's insanity.
Right.
Doing the same thing over and over, think you're going to get a different result. No.
Maybe you should try something different.
Yeah. So my very first shift, which got me in so much trouble, was again, when I was on disability and I was using those disability checks to pay for my coaching programs, not my coaching programs that I've created. I have coaching programs now for my clients, but this was when I was like struggling to figure out.
You're trying to find answers.
Yeah. What am I doing? Like,
and get help.
Yeah. Like I got a book, but should I turn it into a course? Should I do a podcast? You know, do I need a website? Like, how do I run ads? Like how do I run a business? Cause I'm a teacher. I was so hungry for that. Yeah. I'm a teacher. I can teach my ass off, but I don't know how to run a business. I don't know what a profit loss is. I don't know what a budget. I don't know any of that. So I was investing thousands and thousands of dollars in myself.
Yes. And we have to do that.
Yes. But see, it's a problem though, when you got 3 entitled kids and an even more entitled husband.
I agree with that.
So it's like you got 4 kids. Mm-hmm. Right? And when one of them has a temper tantrum, they all have a temper tantrum. Yeah. And one day I was told, well, if you would have kept your job, we would still have our health insurance. And it's like, no, honey, your daddy has to go get a job and he has to carry this whole load now because I'm running a business. That's how they thought they were going to talk to me. Mm-mm. No, you don't get to talk to me like that because I've been holding this whole load and I haven't been telling y'all what I've been doing all this time.
Well, and the other thing is you're their mother. They're not yours.
Exactly.
And that's what I say. You know, no, you don't get to tell me. I'm your mother. You're not mine.
Yeah. My mama used to say, are you asking me or are you telling me?
I don't think we do enough of that now with our kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, but you know, other people.
Yeah, it's a different world out there.
I don't know. And because I've seen even kids that we saw something, I think it was on Facebook or no, something, but the kid was beating his mama. Yep. And I was like, I just looked and I'm like, yeah, I don't even understand any of that.
No, that's a foreign language.
Yeah. I was going to say that's like, you know, I think about it. I said probably didn't discipline when they were young, you know, thought that stuff was cute when, you know, how you see little kids hitting their mamas and stuff. No, that is not cute and it's not acceptable. Nope. You know, and so I think a lot of times they don't shut it down early enough. And so then the kids get out of control. And just like you said, there's such an entitled generation anyway.
And the thing about it, the thing that people don't talk about, which this is going to be in my memoir next year. I'm going to put you in my memoir somehow, give you a plug for helping me, because you're helping me process through these things that I'm going through right now. And this is all going to be a part of a book. But what people also don't understand is that when you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship with someone who consistently undermines your authority, your children feel emboldened to talk to you any kind of way. Yep. And that's what would happen with me. I would say no, and he would say yes. Yeah. And then they all would gang up together. And they would say, well, don't you remember we were going to get this puppy? You don't remember that? We told you. We told you. We told you. We didn't ask. We told you that we were going to go get this dog. And now that the dog is here, you just have to deal with it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
That's a whole nother level. But when you said the young person was hitting his mother, I can imagine, you know, where are the other adults that are supposed to support and speak up for this mother? Exactly. Even as a community, where are we? The church, you know.
And why aren't we?
Yeah, why aren't we stepping up saying that's your mother? Yeah. You don't get to say that.
You know, a lot of people don't, you got to think too, now, people are, it's crazy because it's like they they stick up for these kids that are beating their asses. And it's like, so somebody tries to come in and say something, and they're like this, well, don't talk to my child. Okay, this is why you getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want nobody to talk to your child.
Yeah.
Which, you know, back in the day, you know, it was a village.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my grandma was there, you know, my parents, you know, the neighbors.
Yeah.
Anybody, if you was out of line, right?
Trusted adults.
Yes, you got out of line, they would straighten you out.
Yeah.
And then tell your mama.
Out of love.
Out of love.
Out of love.
Right.
I'm doing this because I love you. And you know,
yeah.
As a kid, I remember having adults talk to me about different things.
Yeah.
And I never got offended or upset. And I never, ever talked back at all.
No, that was just not what you did.
Yeah, I just listened, took the advice, processed it, talked to my mom about it, and that was it. None of this raising up, rolling my neck, none of that.
None of that. You know, because we knew. We knew if we did that kind of stuff, oh my God, it would not be good for you. But I think these kids now, it's like they haven't seen that side, and they don't realize that that's not a good thing. You don't do that.
No.
You know, and you because there are consequences, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about where you see yourself going in this next leap.
Ooh, this next leap. I love it. What I do, I just said this to myself the other day. I was like, you know what? When I get up every morning, I do my prayer, my meditation, exercise, but I really don't write out an agenda anymore. And I really don't plan anymore, because I used to be super OCD with my lesson plans and my curriculum, and my whole life was, you know, those people have them charts that are all colorful, things you got to do every day.
Graphics and stuff.
I don't do that anymore because that makes my head hurt.
I was getting ready to say that would not work for me either.
No.
I have a difficult time putting shit on the calendar that's on my desk.
No. I get up and I literally let the spirit move me.
Yeah.
The people that I'm supposed to call, the places that I'm supposed to go, when I show up, I just go wherever the spirit leads me, because I don't have a plan, because I have completely surrendered my whole life to what God wants me to do. That's it. I'm in alignment with my purpose. I understand what I'm here for. And it took me 46 damn years to figure out, this is why I'm here, to speak my truth and help other people speak their truth. Period. That's it. Get your book out. Get your memoir done. Somebody needs your story. It's a global. People don't understand. When you put your book out, this is a global. I got people in China that are buying my book.
Yep.
India, Africa.
Yep.
This thing is real. Yes. You don't know who you're going to impact. So I get up. Whoever comes to me, it's usually referrals. I don't even really do a whole lot of advertising anymore. I get up and
that is a blessing, girl.
Yeah, I do a live stream here and there. People call me and they say, I'm not making this up. Somebody just called me this weekend and said, God moved me to call you.
Wow. Wow. See, and that's when you know that you're in alignment. That's when you know that you are living your mission. And that's the place that we all want to be, you know, living our mission. And girl, that is such an amazing thing. I can relate to that so hard, because I do readings in a metaphysical shop a couple of times a month.
Oh, yes.
So I went in this particular Sunday, I did readings. And when I went that day, I was supposed to do like a circle, which I forgot about because we hadn't talked about it and nobody had even, I think, signed up or anything. So I had forgot about it. But then I got a tag on Facebook and they were like, join us for this circle. And I was like, oh shit. So So I got up and got ready. And before that, I had already asked God. I was like, you know what? I'm wanting, to have 5 people come through today. Right? Because it's 30-minute sessions or an hour, but typically everybody does 30 minutes. So I was like, I'm looking for 5 people to come through today. 5 beautiful spirits to come through, that I can help or whatever. And girl, when I tell you, all of those people showed up. It was like bam, bam, bam. And then we had 2, they showed up early, but I think I hadn't gotten there yet. And they came back. At the end of the day, I was like, yeah, you could tell them to come. I said, but make sure they come, by 4. I said, because, they close at 5. But it was amazing. And the thing that moved me about it was I called them in.
Yes, you did.
I called them in. Because I started speaking that thing, and I was like, you know what? I need to open my mouth and speak these things.
Yeah.
Because, for a time, it's like you have this little fear coming to you because, maybe you spoke some things in the past and didn't happen, but it wasn't wasn't time, right?
That's right.
The timing wasn't right. And so I'm like, okay. So when I spoke that thing in, I was like, damn. And then all of a sudden the people just started showing up. And I was like, oh, shit.
You manifested. You manifested that.
I did. So it's like, when you said that, that just kind of reminded me of that. It's like, okay, yes, when you are in alignment, things will begin to just show up for you, and you don't really even have to speak. Because once you know that you are the light, and that's one of those things that I say every day, I say, I am the light.
Yes.
But once you know that you are the light and you are in the place that you're supposed to be in alignment, oh my God, the feeling of it is so amazing, because even I'm looking at you, and even the way you have a glow about you already. And your aura is just so huge and big and beautiful. So it's like, oh my God, she is doing the thing. And even going through all the stuff that you've been going through, it's like the way that you are, it's like, that you're in alignment and that you're in the right place. Even as far as your family situation, that you're doing the right thing, right?
Amen. Thank you.
It shows.
And I'm so glad and grateful that you invited me here. And that's the reason why I reached out to you recently, because you've been floating around in my mind. I've been envisioning and dreaming about this moment, for weeks, but I knew in my spirit, I wasn't ready. And
Right.
this week, when I reached out to you, I said, I'm ready to tell this, because the next chapter, and this was your original question, the next chapter of my life is speaking to people everywhere. Like, I plan to be on stages all over the world.
Yes.
And so
I can see that.
One of my goals is to speak to women, Black women who have a platform, and share my story with women for free, right? Before I start going out and really demanding my life, my lessons, I need to share this with my fellow Black women, because we going through this. And the only way I was able to survive, and that's right, my reminder to pick up my daughter, but the only way I survived the things, and this is a process, I'm in the divorce process. It just started.
Yeah.
This is just the custody phase. There's going to be another phase that's going to happen after this. But I'm strong enough to handle this.
Yes.
See, I was trying to get a divorce 5 years ago. I wasn't ready.
Yes.
I tried again 3 years ago. I wasn't ready.
Yes.
I brought the conversation up a year ago. I wasn't ready. I was still living under the fear of, well, what are you going to do? Because I'm going to try to take the kids and da-da-da-da. And what are you, I was under the fear. And now God said, get up and speak your truth, woman.
Yes.
How many years you going to let this fear and anxiety and this big ass puff of smoke
hold you down?
Because it ain't nothing but some bullshit. How long are you going to let this bullshit keep you back from doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is speaking? I already wrote the vision. I made it plain. I've been writing all my life. Now God has said, you need to get out there and speak.
Yes.
And so that's why I called you, because I said, oh, Tammy. And then I couldn't even finish reading your book. Oh my God, I had to put that book down because so many things were speaking to me. So many things were resonating with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started feeling so upset and angry.
It probably was a trigger.
It was.
I didn't think about that. I wasn't even.
No, but it was great. We came at the right time in the mailbox. It came at the perfect time. Nice. Because then I went through this whole storm, and now I'm coming out of this storm and I'm getting ready for the next one. And whatever's coming, I don't even care because I'm solid.
That's right.
I know who I am. I know what I do. I know what I offer to this world. And if God is for me, can't nobody be against me.
That is, you better say that.
And if they are against me, if they come against me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
That's right.
So I already know I'm good.
And every tongue that rise up against you, you shall show to be in the wrong.
Amen.
Amen. Girl, that's going to take us out of here. So this has been so amazing. I have truly enjoyed this time. I have to say it like Abraham Hicks. I have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It's so amazing. So I'm just loving to see, your growth and your journey, because, I've been watching you, because we've been connected for a few years.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing, and even now it's like, I'm looking at you now, you're glowing, your aura is so big. I mean, you are just like, you're moving and shaking. And I'm super grateful to be, in on that process with you. That has been amazing to watch. So share with the people how they can connect with you and if they want more information, that kind of thing.
Definitely. So at this point, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to throw this out here. If you guys want to hire me, I'm just going to give you my email so you can just cut to the chase, right? Yeah. I'm moving away from one platform to the next. So right now, you won't even find my website. Just email me. It's literally 𝐿_Jimerson, which is right there on the screen, 𝐿_Jimerson35@gmail.com.
All right.
That's what's up. If you need a book coach, you need a publisher, I do a 30-minute free consultation for anybody who is confused about, I don't even know the process, because it's a process.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna throw this out here too, because Holy Spirit told me to do it. I have a long journey to go with lawyers. So if anybody wants to donate to me for my legal fees, I would appreciate it. My Cash App is $LT Jimerson. That's Cash App. And I'm throwing it out because so many people have, when I throw it out, they have planted a seed and helped me to be successful on this journey that I'm on. Because not only is this divorce, I'm not ending a marriage. I'm ending 2 decades of emotional abuse.
Yes.
Okay. I've been verbally abused. I've been financially neglected.
Yes.
I have been humiliated in public.
Yeah.
My children have been turned against me and manipulated and used as tools against me.
So you got a narcissist.
Exactly. So this is another platform. This is another topic that I never wanted to talk about.
Right.
Okay. But I have been pushed into the limelight on this one.
Yes.
Because this is my life and I'm fighting for my sanity.
Yes. Yes.
So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are right there with you, sending prayers. And if you guys can donate, that's always a good thing, because I know about that, because we actually dealt with that with my husband. I think we probably spent about 20 grand on lawyers.
Yep.
Yeah. So so we understand that. So if you can help her, make sure that that's something that you can do. I'll put that information also in the show notes so that you can go on there and see how to donate and how to get in contact with her, because what she's doing is amazing. And you know what? We all need help sometimes.
Amen.
We all do, especially in that arena, because Lord Jesus. That's what I'm going to say about that. So thank you so much for hanging out with us, for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah. And if you are changing the planet and you want to come and talk about it on Straight Outta Savannah, just reach out to me and let's make it happen. So again, thank you so much for watching or listening to us. It's been my pleasure to bring Latasha Jimerson in here to share her beautiful story with you. So if you want to connect with her, she has provided her email and it will be in the show notes in the description. And I thank you and appreciate you. So bye now.